comes to the hospital today. They're here for an incredible cause. That's why this game is on here tonight. 100% of the proceeds from the ticket sales go to benefit St. Jude. And we're underway here, and right off the bat, it's alley-oop time with Darius Acuff to Nick Pringle.
Yeah, Acuff just sees the floor so well, has great positional size. And this is very much a new-look Memphis team.
This is Doug McDaniel, transfer to Kansas State.
I think McDaniel can be a tough shot taker and a tough shot maker.
Wagner kicks it to the wing, and the three on the way is no good by Carter Knox. Rebound by Ashton Hardaway. Hardaway for three. That's out of bounds off of Curtis Gibbons III. Penny Hardaway, we were talking to him yesterday, Mark, the dean of the American coaches,
Yes.
right? He said, oh my gosh, you're right. 8 seasons.
He didn't know that. He said, let's see, Ron Hunter came in a year before. You're right. It was a funny exchange.
Yeah. An entirely new roster for the Memphis Tigers. We'll get to that and talk about these players that Penny has for this year's team, as well as Arkansas as it goes inside to Pringle. In his first year with the Razorbacks, transfer out of South Carolina.
Yeah, with this influx of Acuff at the point, I was so impressed in their game against Cincinnati, the way the ball moved.
Starting five for the Razorbacks: Acuff, McDonald's All-American, freshman out of Detroit, Michigan, and IMG Academy. You know about DJ Wagner, of course, Brazil, Knox, and Nick Pringle.
Pringle, I'm sorry, Mike. Pringle in his career is only 58% at the free throw line, but last year he upped that to 66%. That's a big deal.
Offensive goaltending here. On Brazil, no basket.
Just a little too anxious on the basket interference.
Brazil's the guy who was second on the team in rebounding last year, 5.4 a game, and he played in all 34 games, averaging about 20 minutes. You got your starting five for the Memphis Tigers, and all these fans here in favor of the Tigers, looking forward to seeing what they can bring, as a basket and a foul is scored here by Sincere Parker and fouled by Acuff.
Parker averaged more than 12 points a game a year ago for McNeese. Had 12 in that NCAA tournament win against Clemson. That's just strong arm hoops there. High off the window. Great finish.
Prior to all that was at St. Louis.
Right.
Guy that can put up some numbers. He should be a factor for this team. Dealt with a knee injury, but is getting better on defense as well, and we'll see if he can be a factor for the Tigers. We lead it 5-2 early. Acuff, no. Tapped around, and Hardaway's got it again.
Great spacing by Memphis.
McDaniel, no look inside, a rejection by Pringle, and then a foul as Bradshaw trying to go up strong.
The reason that was all there is because Memphis had the floor space sideline to sideline. McDaniel to Bradshaw surprised him. The first block was sensational, but a little bit too much body upstairs on the second one.
Now, how about this guy? And Aaron Bradshaw was a top 5 prospect coming out of high school.
Yes.
Went to Kentucky with Coach Calipari first, then Ohio State, now here at Memphis.
I think the combination of Bradshaw, I think he will thrive in this system, and I think he will thrive having Doug McDaniel as his point guard. This is what Cal talked to us about. He wanted his team to kind of get punched in the mouth with the style of defense that Memphis plays. Memphis wants to make this game chaotic. Arkansas wants to stay somewhat under control.
McDaniel gets it into Gibbons off the screen for 3. No, and a fight for the rebound. Parker is fouled.
Right now, the team that's quicker to the ball on everything are the guys wearing the white jersey. That's just great work by Parker. And Memphis off to the fast start.
7-0 run after Arkansas scored the first basket of this game. Foul was on Carter Knox. And Parker to the free throw line. On the other side for Arkansas, they have 4 players returning that had significant action from last year. That's what I liked about what Coach Cal has done with this group. Retention. Obviously awesome newcomers and a few transfers, and you got the makeup of a team that's going to be challenging for a national championship.
Yeah, there's a lot to like with the roster because they have that great blend that you're talking about. Returning production, #1 in scoring, returning in the SEC.
That's a big note.
That is a big note in this day and age. Now that number is in the low 40s, and it used to be somewhere in the 60s.
Acuff not there. Parker's got the rebound and off to the races. Gibbons, it's a 3 as the lights go out, and the rebound by Carter Knox, and up the court to Acuff for the easy 2.
That doesn't seem fair. You missed the shot in the dark.
Well, that's with all that fancy stuff going on now in these arenas, right? You remember back in the day, Mark, where if they shut the lights off, it took like 30 minutes for them all to come back on. Like, you don't have to worry about that now. Hardaway for 3.
And Memphis's ball movement is just outstanding.
Acuff is fouled by Parker coming up the court.
It's one of the things that the young freshman will learn. If you're getting pressured that hard, trying to bring the ball up the floor, move the ball ahead. Don't work so hard off the bounce.
Coach Calipari in his return here to Memphis in his 2nd season with Arkansas. We were alerted that he was back here inside the FedEx Forum back in 2017 in the NCAA tournament.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
He's a different straight line driver. He's got great upper body strength, plays under control, fun to watch.
One of the top point guards in the country last year with IMG Academy out of Florida. He's one of 20 point guards now that's on the Bob Cousy Award watch list. Driving Berry. Blocking foul is called. Quante Berry went in. And it was Pringle who thought he took the charge, but instead he's going to pick up his 2nd personal foul.
Secondary defender, I think he was out of the arc. But again, I've said this for the last 3 or 4 years. Anything 50-50 on the block charge should go against the defense, in my opinion. Now that time he looks pretty set.
It's also tough when you run it back in slow motion. And you go bang, bang. Yeah, exactly. And we have one outstanding officiating crew here tonight with Terry Oglesby, Joe Lindsay, and Courtney Green. And I think what's really going to be exciting for the fans, too, is that nice job by you in the pre-production on this to get Terry Oglesby, who's going to join us and talk to him at the half.
We're going to talk a little bit officiating, if you will.
And we'll run that segment back at the start of the 2nd half. So stay tuned for that. And you'll hear from Terry Oglesby, who has been doing numerous Final Fours.
Now this is a hold as Acuff was trying to get open. And this is what Cal was talking about, that he wanted his team to face some adversity defensively with what Memphis does. And that is such great pressure.
Carter Knox being guarded by Quante Berry up the court, over to Acuff. Foul here on Berry. That's his first, 4th on the team, and it takes us to our first timeout.
In quite nicely to the style of play that Penny Hardaway loves.
Well, and so far so good for Memphis here as they lead it by 4 early on. Trying to lob it inside. Acuff got it down low there to Trevin Brazil. The shot clock's at 2. Back to Acuff, and he doesn't recognize it. It's a violation.
Sensational defense. First on defending the lob. It was read perfectly by Curtis Givens, and that created the loose ball and eventually the turnover.
Givens. Nice job there, skying for that rebound. That was Julius Thetford. Now it's a 3 for Quante Berry, and a foul on the rebound. It's going to go against Brazil. That's his first.
Memphis is just owning the paint right now in terms of on the glass. They've already got 3 offensive rebounds and are kind of having their way. They're just active, quick.
Got to finish, though. They're 0 for their last 7 from the field.
I'm not sure. I don't think Penny Hardaway wants that set very often, because Bradshaw at 7'1" was trying to take a handoff from Silla at 6'11".
Pressure here from the Tigers. Here's DJ Wagner.
But the thing about Memphis's pressure that comes to mind, Mike, it's relentless.
Right. Well, they got a lot of, I mean, they have a deep team, and they're able to bring in guys to do that same thing and give it that 100% effort as Wagner doesn't get the shot to go. Givens quickly into the front court, 3-pointer, Zach Davis. Oh, it's good.
Zachary Davis, catch and shoot.
And a steal. Givens. Timeout, Arkansas. (15-6) Tigers. Timeout in Memphis.
In life and in business.
Nobody from last year's roster. That's just one of 9 programs to not have any returning players whatsoever, Mark.
Yeah, it makes it difficult in terms of meshing. That is why I think this exhibition game and the one that they're going to play against Auburn are so important for Penny Hardaway. It gives him kind of a chance to mix and mesh different lineups and rotations. But the energy that they have come out to play right in this game tonight, outstanding.
It really has been. You said it too, this crowd as well. They get a lot of support here in Memphis. Near capacity crowd at the Forum tonight. And another turnover for Arkansas. They're going to get it right back up. Thomas gets it inside Brazil. No. Knocked around. The Tigers have it. And a 15-6 lead here. 5 Arkansas turnovers. Memphis has been on 2 separate 7-0 runs here. Davis for 3. That's going to be a foul there.
Yeah, those are the fouls you don't want. I like the look for Davis, maybe a step beyond his range. He was only 28% from bonus land at South Carolina last year, but he comes to this program. I'm talking about number 2 in white for Memphis, Zachary Davis. 95 games of experience with 38 starts, and all of those at South Carolina in the SEC.
Yeah.
So he's used to seeing these Arkansas Razorbacks.
Yeah, that's a really good point there. And I think that's another thing, too. If you get players from all over the country and all different schools like this, I know it's probably not the ideal way you'd want to do it with, of course, 15 new guys a year. And the jumper goes up and in here by
Thomas, freshman duo.
Not too bad having McDonald's All-American coming off the bench.
He came in. He's a shot seeker. As long as his shot selection stays under control, I'm expecting him to be an easy double-figure score for the Hawks.
Knocked out of bounds, and Arkansas possession.
So it doesn't matter if you're Penny Hardaway. Dead ball situations, after makes, after misses, they're going to press. That's why I talked about it being relentless.
Well, it's one thing, too, for Arkansas and Coach Calipari, who we talked to after shoot-around today, and he does feel like this team is a little bit further along, higher up a notch, if you will,
right
at this point in the year. Let's just be honest about it. It's October, but he's very encouraged. But now...
Especially on the defensive end.
Sure. But now he's got to keep them in check to say, hey, let's not read all the great reviews just yet. And so far in a little bit of a battle here early in this exhibition game.
Worth noting, I think we have a lot of practice fouls already here in the first half.
Right.
Because Memphis has already committed 6. Arkansas has already committed 5. What I mean by that is, in practice, everybody wants to be physical. And I think you get away with things in practice that you just don't in a game when you put 3 officials out there working the game.
Inside, this is Ewan, Malik Ewan, the transfer out of Florida State. Fouled, he'll get 2. It's on Parker, his second.
You know, Ewan was averaged better than 14 a game last year at FSU. Has some guard skills for a guy 6'10".
And again, he comes off the bench.
Yes.
Well, the college basketball season tips off next Monday, and we start with the 3rd annual We Play women's event in Paris, France. You got Duke and Baylor at noon on ESPN, and then Vanderbilt and Cal on ESPNU. We just saw Vanderbilt here knock off Memphis on the women's side in our first matchup tonight in this doubleheader for the Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic.
And if you haven't seen Michaela Blake's play for Vanderbilt, first of all, shame on you.
Yeah.
But you need to tune in. She only went for 40 tonight.
Check out the highlights, yes. Last year, she went for over 50 in 2 games during the season and has certainly got off the preseason on the right foot.
And Memphis is just the quicker team.
They look like it here, don't they? Here's the 3, McDaniel. It's good as the shot clock was down at 2.
If you're a smaller guard, you better have great range, and McDaniel does.
Acuff falling down, got it to Thomas, and he's out of bounds on the sideline.
I think one of the beauties of Penny Hardaway's system is they make you play unpracticed possessions. They make you take unpracticed shots. You always seem to be scattered when you're trying to attack his defense.
Forcing them into situations, like you said,
that you just don't practice a lot.
Yeah.
I want you to dribble to the free throw line out of control and shoot.
That's a good point. Here's the 3 ball away, and it got tipped. That time by Brazil.
Way too slow of a delivery there by Abdul Rakim.
Way off on the 3 the other way for Arkansas, and here comes McDaniel. For Hardaway.
2-man game.
Bradshaw trying to post up. He wants it. Bradshaw gets Brazil. Got it.
Has really a nice touch, doesn't he? Got good motor on both ends and a wide wingspan, 7'4".
A little bit taller, but reminds me of a player they had last year in Dane Danger, who did a really good job for this Memphis team.
Double-figure scorer.
Yeah. Oh, blowing the dunk is Brazil. Memphis crowd loves that. Arkansas has traveled really well here tonight, too, by the way. You see a lot of red in the stands behind the Arkansas bench. From Calipari's Memphis teams over the years here tonight in attendance. Hardaway knocks it down to make it 22-1. Rebound pulled home here by Bradshaw. Remember, Bradshaw played for Cal in Kentucky in 2023-24. Number 11 in white for the Tigers.
Our great kid, mother died. I'd say all the UMass people. Wait, first of all, I can't believe I'm doing this. This must be an Is that what this is? But it's, look, we need this. They're coming at us. They're more aggressive. They're playing more physical. We're missing layups and dunks. Let's see what we're going to do. Let's see who we are.
Cal, against their pressure, what needs to change?
You need to go by people. You need to go by. Screen somebody right there. Boom. Now go. Just got to keep going.
During the timeout, what was the message to the players?
That we need this. You know, set screens. We're not.
How have these guys come together, Coach, in the preseason leading up to this point in terms of their ability on the court, trusting each other, and understanding your system and style?
Well, it's the 27th of October, so we're kind of ugly right now. And what we needed is a team to get after us like this, because this is the SEC. This is how they play. Play physical.
Thomas, alley-oop. There it is.
How about we try to defend a little bit? Way to go, Malik!
Cal, thanks for joining us.
Coach, thanks a lot.
Last
we appreciate
time
it.
ever.
John Calipari coming back here to Memphis, where he coached from 2000 to 2009. Players in attendance, a nice ovation from the fans here coming out. And Penny Hardaway also had some great things to say, too, as well. Look at this play.
Finally got some easy points. That's Thomas to Richmond.
Talked to Penny Hardaway about Coach and said how much he respects Cal, what he's done for this city, the time that he was here. He had a message on the Jumbotron here to the fans about, you know, what he did and the players did to get this place going, and he's just trying to carry that on.
I think Memphis's activity is getting them whatever they want offensively. Cal did get word to us that his longtime AD here at Memphis, R.C. Johnson, and his wife, Melba, were supposed to be here tonight. Can't make it. Wanted you to know he was thinking about you.
Hardaway knocks down a three for Memphis. They lead at 28-13. It's been a 13-2 run in the last 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Whistle to foul as Billy Richmond drove in. And I'll just say this, that's John Calipari for you. He doesn't forget where he came from. Our thoughts and prayers out to Carmelo Travieso and his family as his mother passed away. As you heard Coach Cal say, he was actually my favorite player. I went there to UMass back in the day, and my freshman year was the Final Four run for Calipari and that UMass team. And they still think about him the way that Memphis thinks about him. The way, you know, I'm sure Kentucky, I mean, they won a national championship there. You know what I mean? Like, everywhere he's gone.
I think he's embraced the communities where he's been, and I say that as a native Kentuckian. I love the way he embraced the Commonwealth, from Paducah to Ashland and everywhere in between. He's doing the same thing at Fayetteville. He's doing in Fayetteville right now what Penny Hardaway has done for this city of Memphis for a very, very long time.
8th year for Penny Hardaway here at Memphis. And the expectations always high. Richmond called for the foul.
And again, these practice fouls add up, get the other team to the bonus. That's what you don't want. I think Memphis's quickness, their spacing, their ability to move the ball has really got Arkansas flummoxed on the defensive end right now.
And how about the relationships over the years, obviously, that Coach Calipari has had? I mean, he has coached two father and son duos here, if you will. The two fathers at Memphis, and Firo and Richmond, and now he's got their sons here at Arkansas.
Yeah, don't you think maybe during the timeout he wanted to look over and say, hey, Billy Richmond Jr., get in. DeJuan Wagner, get in. Antonio Burks, get in.
So Bradshaw picks up the foul. That's one thing we saw in the earlier game, too, in the women's game, where there was a lot of fouls, a lot of turnovers, and that's what you're going to get, you know, in these kind of preseason matchups.
You like that term, don't you? Practice fouls.
Practice foul, I do. You're absolutely right. I mean, I never thought about it that way, but they're not going to stop practice every 2 seconds when you hand check a guy or do this or that, but they will in the game because it's a foul.
Wow. How quick is McDaniel?
Gibbons inside, he's fouled. Took it in hard there. Curtis Gibbons, the transfer out of LSU. He comes back home. He's from Memphis. Penny Hardaway, we talked to him earlier. He said, St. Jude's, I've seen that hospital grow. I mean, he was there at 18 years old. Their family's in dire need of help. And he said, how can you not love that and be there and have families be there for their child? So that's why we're here tonight. Hoops for St. Jude, the tip-off classic.
And you can't lob the ball inbound. That's a hope pass.
Arkansas possession. 100% of the ticket proceeds from this event tonight go to St. Jude. Thomas. Elite Thomas out of Pittsburgh. Went to overtime elite in Georgia. McDonald's All-American along with number 5, Acuff.
But look where Arkansas is trying to initiate their offense.
And not a lot of time left to do it either. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Corner, Thomas, 3, got it.
Elite shooter. Elite catch and shoot guy.
This Arkansas team with a solid maybe 8 or 9 deep, you think, this season?
Yeah, deeper team, no question. They need to stay healthy like they did not a year ago. Had all kinds of problems and issues. One of the reasons why they got off to that slow starting league play.
Thomas misses on the 3 after Tierno Silla had gotten the basket from Memphis in the previous offensive possession. Now McDaniel. Barry pulls up. That's no good. Another 3 again. There's Thomas with 2 in a row.
His shot answers the 2 cues that every shooter should. Are you quiet, and is it quick? He has such a quiet.
That's a really good way to put it, because I did. I looked over there, you watch him, and it seems effortless, and it's slick. They're going to travel there. Instead, Brazil, and a huge block, but right out to McDaniel, and he bangs a 3.
Yeah, I didn't like the challenge there by Wagner. Just kind of a soft, kind of a parade wave at McDaniel. Got to be more aggressive defensively there.
Acuff brings it over. Started by McDaniel, goes by him, floats it up. That's rejected by Silla.
That's good rim protection that Memphis has seemed to have always had here under Penny Hardaway. Acuff beats his man. But there, with the rim protection is Silla, 6'11". It seems like everybody I'm talking about in this game is 6'11".
Right, I know. There's actually a few people 7 foot. I mean, you look at Memphis' roster. Whistle, foul is called.
Yeah, I think this is on Ingram.
Pringle picks up his 3rd personal foul.
Wow.
Arkansas.
Wow.
Let's see that.
I saw the scuffle between the two. The officials are talking to each other.
Rebound, Brazil. So Pringle's out. Ewan is back in. Acuff on the drive, the runner, good.
Body control, attacks the big, fearless.
Coach Calipari's 2 freshmen have a combined 15 points already in this first half. 15 to the 22.
Yeah, 15, and the rest of the team has only 7.
Foul on Curtis Gibbons. Crowd not liking that here in Memphis. His first personal.
Yeah, this is the danger of all those practice fouls, because now you get into the double bonus. So if you happen to foul 75 feet from the basket, free throws at the other end.
Both teams are in the double bonus for the rest of the half.
I'm willing to bet that'll be addressed at halftime.
Yeah.
Defend without fouling. And don't do the bad fouls.
Probably excitement too, and energy, and getting out here and playing somebody else. And
for Arkansas, everything went right in that Michigan exhibition.
Yeah.
So they didn't have any adversity. Well, guess what? Now you're on the road. It's a different environment. You have to bring a different mindset.
If I know Coach Cal over there, he's probably utilizing this game early, and it's preseason, where now he's got something to draw from to his guys. He knows he has a good team, and I think they know it too, but it's like, hey, look what Memphis just did to us here.
Right.
We're going to face some of this. We're going to face, even harder games, no offense to Memphis. So be ready for it, and they're getting a taste of it here early. Wild runner somehow goes in by Billy Richmond.
Now, the player for Arkansas that's made to play like Memphis is Billy Richmond.
Gibbons got bumped, and the foul is called. Malik Thomas.
I'll tell you what else these two coaches have done with their exhibition games that I like. Take another look. The ball fake. I thought there was a bump on both of them. I thought that was an easy call. Let me finish my thought about what I like about both coaches with their exhibitions. Memphis plays on the 30th against Auburn. Arkansas played Michigan on Friday. This has a midweek weekend feel to it from a timing standpoint with league play. As Arkansas played Cincinnati on Friday. So this has a little Wednesday, Saturday kind of vibe to it.
No, I hear you. And I like what you said about the preseason before, too. It's like, hey, get out there and play these games. It's fun to do them on TV, right? As Wagner gets the two, as opposed to those closed scrimmages or whatever you do and say, oh, yeah, we won or whatever. Well, nobody saw it,
Arkansas is kind of offensively slowed down just a little bit.
McDaniel out of bounds on the sideline is Gibbons.
Kind of a strange place to inbound the ball against pressure. I don't think Penny worries too much about foul trouble. They're so deep.
Right.
They run so many bodies at you.
(36-28). Memphis' lead is 8. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the first half. What a drive by Thomas to the basket and a foul.
Well, he has shot the ball particularly well from the perimeter, but now he's going to show you something off the bounce. Going left, hesitation, up and under. That's a marvelous move by the freshman. Coming right at you. Second look, same result.
Wow. 4 for their last 4 from the field is Arkansas.
If there was a thing to nitpick in that Cincinnati exhibition, Arkansas did not shoot free throws particularly well. 15 of 25.
5 of 9 for Arkansas tonight from the free throw line. 10 of 15 for Memphis. On the runner, this is Hassan Abdul-Hakim.
High degree of difficulty. My goodness.
Guy came from Canada and a deep thigh bruise and wasn't playing much in the preseason. And now starting to get some action here as he's feeling much healthier. Offensive rebound. Wagner's got it. Into the post here for Ewan. Kick out. Richmond 3. Count it.
is a big time assist guy who happens to play the 5. He had 52 assists for Florida State last year. That is a huge number.
Wild runner here by McDaniel. He'll go to the line when we come back. 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first half. 38-33, Memphis by 5 in this exhibition matchup. The crowd always hears the loudest for him. They say, you know, well, here tonight, it's even louder because he's from Memphis.
Right.
So back home here, number 24 for Arkansas.
I think the other beauty that Cal has with this, we talked about the blend of old and new. You know, Wagner can always go to the point. So when Acuff goes out of the game, Wagner goes to the point, you bring in Malik Thomas, an elite shooter. I mean, there's no drop-off there.
No. Yeah, 2 of those 3 true freshmen, which is crazy, but playing very well here in this game. Thomas, the freshman from Pittsburgh, 11 points for Arkansas. And then Darius Acuff, the freshman from Detroit, with 8 points. So they've got 19 of the 33.
I like the action Arkansas ran there out of the timeout, but you got to work harder to make the pass.
Knox. There it is. Nice take.
I really believe that Carter Knox is on the brink of a breakout year. Averaged 8 points a game last year. Remember, he had that 4-game stretch late in the year where he averaged 18 and a half. He can score in a variety of ways.
And there's a steal by Thomas.
He has turned this game around single-handedly.
Leads all scorers in this game with 13 points. Arkansas has made 7 of the last 8 from the field. They trail it by only 3 now. On the drive that time, Thetford doesn't get it to go. Fight for it. Look out. Jump ball is called. Break these guys up here.
But the Hog issues at the free throw line continue. Just 5 for 10.
First one made by Thomas tonight. He's 1 for 3. Look at that, 2-point game. Memphis led this game by as many as 15, 29-14. Arkansas ball, here's Ewan from Thomas. That's a 2. Foul in Memphis.
And Cal immediately brings Thomas over. I talked about Thomas as a shot seeker. Now let me tell you what Cal said about that. He said, I like that because he's the kind of guy that is willing to take that shot with the game on the line. That you're not always going to get a great look. So players, a lot of players don't want the shot, period. I think Thomas will not have that problem.
Where is he in being okay with some of those shots, though, in time, and space, and I mean, you got to break it down more specifically that, like, you can't just take any shot,
right?
Just because.
I think you have to eliminate the worst ones, but not the bad ones.
And if he's already at a point where it's just refining it a little bit, right? I mean, that's pretty impressive for being a freshman.
Well, now the shoe is on the other foot. Memphis now is against the ropes.
Last lead for Arkansas was 2-0, the start of the game.
How good is this? I mean, two teams going back and forth. And you just can't foul at midcourt.
Mark, I tell you, when we got assigned this game, a while back, I looked at it, I said, wow, the season started at the end of October. This is amazing. Arkansas Memphis, like, I can't wait. And then I'm like, oh, it is exhibition this day with a doubleheader and raise money for St. Jude. At some point, I think down the line.
I like the idea of it being a doubleheader.
Yeah, and a perfect city here, too, with Memphis and what they're doing. And what Coach Cal and Penny have both done together as well over the years. And now Memphis has the lead, 42-40. It comes storming back here. And a foul up at the top by Knox.
Just a lack of defensive patience. Again, you want to play with great energy. Most of the time when we talk about basketball IQ, you're talking about on the offensive end. Do you see the floor? Do you understand spacing? Do you understand pacing? Do you understand shot selection? But the same thing is true on the other end. You've got to play with a high level of IQ. Play smart.
Bradshaw. To tie it at 42, he does. Press been on all game here. Memphis has handled it here with Richmond coming up the floor. Guarded by McDaniel, gets by him for Wagner. Ten to shoot.
Now, this is taking way too long to get organized.
Wagner kicks it. Free ball, Richmond. No. Really good box out there by Bradshaw. He ends up getting it. And Memphis will look to take a halftime lead here, as many of the crowd rises to their feet in the FedEx Forum. Eight seconds. McDaniel kicks it. It's Bradshaw. Followed up by Quante Berry in the foul.
At the rim for Berry.
Thomas with his second personal foul. Berry caps off a three-point play. 45-42 Memphis. And that's the half. Wow. If this is only exhibition, can't wait for the season to start. Yeah, that's great stuff. A big thanks to Terry Oglesby, along with Joe Lindsay and Courtney Green, our officials here tonight. You don't get that often, Mark. It was really cool to hear his perspective.
Also wanted to thank Garth Glissman, Mike Eads, the SEC office for allowing us to do that kind of new territory for us, I think, in terms of that. And I love the feedback that he gave us. I was raised an official's son, so these guys, have a human side to them, and it's good to see that.
One thing I do before every game is I go back and I talk to the officials, to learn more about the nuances, the rules, the changes, what they've seen, right? How many times have you seen a crazy play and not know what the rule might be? The more you talk to them, the more you ask and find out. I think it helps everyone, and the perspective that they have and all that they go through night in and night out, it's not easy when you're doing sometimes 4 or 5 games a week. Here's a good shot in the corner by Gibbons.
Back-to-back threes by Memphis. First McDaniel and then Gibbons.
6-0 run to start the second half that ends there as Malik Ewing scores it.
And Ewing gets the start in the second half. Remember, Pringle had 3 fouls in the first half, only played 6 minutes. The building had such juice in it in the first half. Which team can kind of recapture some of that?
McDaniel trying to get it down to Bradshaw out of bounds. I'm with you on that. I want to get your assessment on Memphis here, because it was a team we didn't know, hey, how they going to work together here? Everybody's new. What have you seen so far?
What impressed me is that Memphis's defense dictated the way the game was played in the first 10 minutes. And then Malik Thomas got it going.
Here's a three. Acuff, no. And a foul on the rebound on Brazil. That's going to be his third. So here's the Memphis roster for 25-26. All new players, 14 of them are transfers, and only one freshman. That's Simon Majok from South Sudan. True freshman at 7'1", 210. And we have not seen him in action here tonight.
Let me ask you this, Mike. Have you ever said the word or the phrase 15 new players on one roster?
In a football game, yeah. not in basketball. Correct. Corner three, up, no. That time by Hardaway. Fight for the rebound, offensive board. Here's McDaniel.
Now that's what McDaniel brings, though. He's wonderful at lobs. He's wonderful at finding the weak side.
Shot clock, still 7 seconds. Good time, McDaniel. Take it away. Thomas up to Acuff, and the freshman to the freshman for two.
That was a good catch by Acuff because that was not a great pass. He had to sprint to run it down and then gather himself to finish.
Two and a half gone by here in the second half. It's a 5-point game, and now we're going to tie up again. Another jump ball. Arkansas possession. Now let's get an Arkansas assessment from you here. They were down by 15 points earlier, down by 5 now.
I think they finally slowed down offensively and started getting better looks. And then when Malik Thomas gets it going, he was the difference maker. Great cut by Richmond. Billy Richmond plays so hard, so unselfish. His motor runs all the time. The only thing that has been lacking in his game is an outside shot, and yet tonight he's made a 3-ball.
And here's what we talked about earlier, right?
Yeah.
You said it. 45% of the scoring that comes back is the most in the SEC, and that's a darn good list of players that you retain and have for this season. Wagner, Knox, Brazil, and Richmond. Wow.
Yeah, Arkansas played 8 players in the first half. Cal has a shorter bench. He's always had kind of a shorter bench. He's never been a guy to play 10 or 11. But Penny Hardaway is just the opposite. 11 different Tigers played in the first 20.
Well, you wonder when that gets trimmed down a little bit, right? To the mid to late season where, you know, you can't go into those games with 10 or 11. But luxury to have those. If there ends up being foul trouble or somebody gets hurt along the way, I mean, that's one good thing about having maybe 10, 11, 12 guys that could see the floor.
Right. So it's not the same pressure that Memphis started the game with. They allowed Arkansas to get the ball inbounds. I'm curious about that.
Another no-look pass there by Thomas. It's knocked around. What do we have here?
I don't know if it was a violation or not, but it looked bad.
Yeah.
It looked like a violation. Richmond kind of jumped in the air and then tried to dribble it.
They called a double dribble. Yeah. How about this guy, Curtis Givens? He's played a lot of time here tonight.
Yeah, and he's another guy with SEC experience. Played at LSU, had 12 starts in the game, 18+ minutes a game.
Hardaway called for the foul, his third.
Seems to me like, Mike, we played at such a frenetic pace in the first half. It's like the players haven't caught their breath yet.
Yeah, I agree with that. It seems to be a little bit more slow moving, but here's a 3-ball that goes in by Billy Richmond.
He talked about in a press conference how much work he has done in terms of his shot. Really worked on his shot technique.
Bradshaw blocked by Richmond underneath. Thomas. And that's a goaltend. And Arkansas has the lead.
The energy guy, Billy Richmond III, getting it done on both ends of the floor. Take another look at the Thomas Euro step. I thought that was an obvious call. It's on its way down over the rim. I think that's goaltending 3 or 4 different ways.
It's an 11-0 run over the last 3 minutes for Arkansas, and their fans are into it now. Dedication or what?
Oh, yeah.
Coming here.
Oh, God, love it.
The preseason game, right? I mean, that's...
Hog Nation.
Yeah. And Daniel. That is rejected by Richmond. No goaltend there. It's a great ball. Proceeds from this event go to St. Jude. And how about when we heard earlier from Chris Boyson, one of their senior VPs, about treatments now pioneered at St. Jude have raised U.S. survival rates from 20% to 80%. So now 4 out of 5 kids survive cancer today.
Priceless.
Amazing.
It's unbelievable.
And the families never receive a bill from St. Jude. Look at that. Basket and a foul is called, and going to the line here is Ewan.
Ewan in the Cincinnati scrimmage kind of was a non-factor. Not so tonight. He's played much better. I see flashes we saw in the first half how effective he can be as a passing big. That time he just hangs and takes and absorbs the contact. He's also perfect at the free throw line.
Yeah, this is a tough start to the second half from Memphis here. 1 for their last 6 from the field, 4 turnovers, and 5 fouls here in the 4.5 minutes we played. Largest lead of the game here for Arkansas at 3. Parker.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that shot. Mid-range shot falling away with pressure. Had all kinds of time. You can get that look anytime.
Handcuff. Yes. Wow.
He is just special. Landed hard.
Got hit in the back of the head.
Watch the way he can weave through traffic. It's after he lands. I think it's friendly fire.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's Knox running in from behind.
His knee right to the back of the head. He's okay. Shook it off. Arkansas is on a 16-2 run here. They've hit 5 of their last 5 from the field.
Now Arkansas's defense has made Memphis uncomfortable.
3 ball. Davis, it's tipped, no, and Acuff's got it on the run for Arkansas. Thomas for 3. Ewan the rebound, and he still has it, and he's fouled.
I thought Arkansas was fortunate on the miss because Memphis had all kinds of guys playing above the rim, but somehow the Hogs came out with it. And Ewan right now for Memphis, Ewan for Arkansas is a problem for Memphis.
Cuff. Ewan, oh, it got ripped away this time by Zach Davis. Quickly up to Berry for 3, it's no good. Acuff. Brazil.
Those are the kind of second chance points Memphis got, especially in the first 5 minutes of this game.
Timeout, Memphis.
Have come from the bench. That's a good sign for John Calipari. Every coach in the country, Mike, wants to look down that bench and go, hey, hey, go get me 15 tonight.
Right?
Well, he may have 3 or 4 guys that can do that.
Yeah, they're doing it. 11 for Ewan. Richmond's got 13. Thomas has 16. McDaniel for 3. In and out. You can hear him in frustration. Rebound by Pringle. Thomas. There it is. Oh, man.
Split defenders, raindrop over the outstretched arms.
Davis tipped in by Silla. Seven-point game here. Wagner for Pringle. Foul called. Second on Davis.
But that's team foul number 6. So Arkansas is in the bonus from this point forward. Meanwhile, the Hogs have only committed 1 foul.
And there's still 12 and a half to go. Knox. Yep, there it is, number 7.
It's the same reach around by the same player. Now that puts Knox, who's been really quiet tonight, at the free throw line. Ewan is 7 for 7 from the line tonight. The rest of Arkansas is under 50%.
6 of 13, you said it, yep. Another miss. McDaniel throws it away. And Thomas turns it into 2 to foul. Crazy because he comes off the bench. So we're at the initial part of the broadcast talking about Acuff, who's the starting guard, who's also a freshman who's great, and the rest of the other guys. And then he comes in, and now he's got 21 points.
I wish I could tell you that players, it really doesn't matter. But if you can convince a guy like Thomas to come off and embrace that 6-man role, my goodness, how good could Arkansas be?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting a ton of time. It doesn't matter, you know, if he's not in to begin the game. Look what he's doing here since. Pringle fighting for that one. And Arkansas has a double-digit lead now at 12.
Kind of seems like Arkansas has wore Memphis down on the glass.
29 to 25, the rebounding advantage now. 22 fouls for Memphis in this game. Jumper's good there by Bradshaw.
Bradshaw just has a lot of tools in his offensive kit. I'd like to see him maybe get some more shots.
Brazil. Foul on the rebound.
Once they got it under control, they went back to the big lineup. But when they went small, we had problems guarding the ball.
Penny, I was going to ask you, what needs to be better on the defensive side?
Guarding the ball. You got to guard your yard. That keeps you out of closeouts. They're just setting a simple ball screen, and then they're getting downhill and then making a decision, either getting a layup or a wide open 3. And then if they miss, they're getting a second chance. You know you can't do all those. In the beginning of the game, we had this under control. Now we don't.
It seemed like your group started the game with such energy. You had to be pleased with the way they came out and kind of got this place ignited.
Well, I didn't sub early. I just kind of stayed with the group. And then when I started subbing, you know, they made a run. They stayed with their core group and went small. And I kept subbing just to try to see what guys can do. And then we got behind. But kudos to them. They started playing harder. We got kind of complacent because we're new. I mean, there are no excuses. That's why.
Down the stretch of this game, from an execution point of view, what do you want to see?
Quante, I just want them open up gaps and get into the paint and make good decisions, not settle for threes. We went through a spell right there, what we've been doing in practice, where every time we get down, our team gets down, we want to take a hero shot. And that's probably the byproduct of just being new and being together for such a short time. And that's what we got to work through. But we got some good film to watch. We also got some bad film to watch when we get done with this.
Yes.
Coach, always appreciate your time. Good spending time with you the last couple of days here. And we'll catch you more this season. All the best to you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Penny.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Hardaway. And, yeah, I mean, you heard him, right? I mean, the first half, they had it under control, and now it's getting a little bit, let's say, off the rails, but, you know, Arkansas is having their way.
No, but I like his brutal honesty.
Yeah.
And I think he's that way with his players.
Yep.
Because, you know, we talked about Arkansas and the way they defended Cincinnati in that exhibition game. And Cal talked about the bar was raised. And maybe there's a new bar. Well, the way Memphis started this game, from an activity point of view, an energy point of view, a crashing the glass point of view, that's their new bar. Here's what's possible.
While we were talking to Coach Hardaway, Aaron Bradshaw fouled out. You heard Coach say, oh, that's 5, and it was his 5th personal foul. So that can't have that, right, moving forward. So that's something to keep an eye on. Hey, how did he get those? He's going to be a key factor for this team if they want to be successful.
Remember, he was the player who did back-to-back, reach around, tried to get it from behind fouls. Well, he went from 2 to 4 fouls instantly.
Arkansas has been shooting this half 62% from the field. There's an interception. Knox trying to go coast to coast and travel.
Just went a little too fast, got himself out of control. I gotta tell you, when he comes down the lane with that body and explosiveness, I don't think anybody's going to step over and take the charge at 220 pounds.
This is an Arkansas team that's going to make some noise here potentially this season. They were down by 15 points in this first half.
Right.
Now they lead by 12. It's a 27-point swing.
There are a lot of teachable moments here tonight for both coaches.
Hiccup. Knocked around, rebound Richmond. Oh, Ewan on the drive and the flush.
There's that guy again, Billy Richmond.
And back the other way, Quante Berry gets the 2.
Yeah, Cal won't be pleased with that. Way too easy.
Arkansas is also winning 4 of these 5 kind of crucial categories you look at in terms of turnovers, points off turnovers. They got 18. They're plus 20 in points in the paint. And Ewan scores again. They've also got more fast break points, and their bench has outscored Memphis by 30 plus.
I know what Cal is hollering to Ewan about. Ewan made this great move. Take another look at Ewan. Here's Richmond, excuse me. The effort play. And Ewan down Main Street with the 2-handed flush.
McDaniel, a cuff. Richmond bounces it inside to Ewan. On the take and a block from behind by Barry. Up to Davis. Yes, and the foul. And a player down. It's Richmond for Arkansas.
Zachary Davis with a smooth finish in transition. Richmond went for the block and kind of landed awkwardly.
Nobody is taking it easy this preseason, right? I mean, absolutely not. You know, sometimes you think about when you hear exhibition game or preseason game, you're like, we're not going to play our guys, and maybe they're not going to, you know, get with them. No, this is like a regular season game. This is a scary play. Oh. Richmond is up, thankfully, and walking over to the bench. hometown kid. Third foul, he's out.
I think Thomas's scoring and Richmond's energy is what turned this around.
Always has. I mean, that was way back in the day from UMass when he first started there.
Yeah.
Anybody, anywhere, anytime.
They open against Southern at home, and then they go to Michigan State. Any great non-conference schedule, in my view, must start with you must play an away game. A true road game. And Davis, again, this is another foul 50 feet from the basket.
That's his fourth foul. Let me say this on, when we talk about some of the teams that are just below, the top conferences or the mid-major, if you will, conferences that are maybe 6, 7, 8, 9. Those teams have trouble scheduling.
Yes.
But would you just go on the road, Mark? Is it so hard to say if you really want to play a good team to help you in the non-conference? I know you don't want to play your whole schedule on the road, but why can't you say, hey, all right, we'll go on the road? Or they not even play them at home, some of those teams?
Because if you go on the road, Mike, chances are you're going to lose. You don't have a great chance to win if all you're doing is road games. I do think what has gotten better in the mid-major world, I think that's what you're asking me. I think they're playing more home and homes with similar mid-major teams. Great find. Want to make that?
No, not there. That's on by Parker. Well, you think with Memphis and their amount of players and the depth that you talked about, it might take a little bit for him to figure out what the best combinations are. I mean, this is early.
And Memphis plays a ton of road games in their non-conference. As a matter of fact, they played and won 4 road games in the non-conference a year ago. Nobody does that.
Sweet. Pretty darn good.
Help me understand why we're not good.
Right, I know. We're going to have to make a push for that in the future. This is how it's going to be. If you want us to start this thing off, we're going to take it through. Big thanks to Andrew Crawford, our producer, Peter Loomis, our director tonight, with Andrew Davis, our technical director, Emily Barker as well, and Haley Zedek and Sierra Borkowski, among many others, putting this one on for you tonight.
Our audio crew to help us get all the interviews in today.
Richie Swingley and Michael Huntley here with us on site, doing a great job as always every time we're here in Memphis. So thanks, guys. Here's Knox. Wagner back to Knox, and he's fouled.
Now, that's the first time I've seen Arkansas kind of work the second side of the floor, the third side of the floor. Because every time you have ball reversal, it switches the help defense.
What about 21 there? DJ Wagner. Only 4 points tonight, 1 for 2 from the field. He's played 22 minutes.
Yeah, and here's what I would say about that, because Knox only has 3 points tonight, and Brazil only has 2. You become a more difficult team to scout when the other team has more players to worry about on that report. And so tonight, it's Thomas, and how about Billy Richmond, the way he's played in Ewan. But tomorrow night, it might be Knox. It might be Wagner. So that's the beauty, I think, of this roster. It's not necessarily 10 deep, but, man, they throw a lot of weapons at you.
No, it's a great point. I mean, there's only a combined 11 points for those 3 guys, Brazil, Knox, and Wagner. Those are 3 starters, and they're winning by 15 points.
There's Acup being fearless. He's got to be under control.
Coach Cal's on the court saying, I don't care there was no call, get back on D. And he'll probably want to talk to him a little bit more about it because he's got Malik Thomas coming in for him.
You know who Acuff needs to go talk with right now? He needs to go talk to the 40-some-odd players that played here at Memphis for Cal, and let them give him a perspective of being coached by Cal.
Yeah.
That one of the things I've always admired about Cal, he coaches his guys. I mean, you have to understand, he is the voice.
Yeah, and he cares about the guys. And there was a great article that came out last week where he said, you know, I'm going to continue to do this and help change lives.
Right.
That's what I'm here to do. And then when that doesn't happen, or that's not going to be the case anymore, I'll hang it up. Look at those shoes that he's wearing, right? He's got a bunch of the signatures of the former players that he coached here in Memphis. And he's wearing that tonight.
He told us a funny story because they had a dinner last night that everybody was at. And all the players whose names were on those shoes, they all wanted to take his picture. So he said he kept having to turn his shoe around because everybody wanted to get their name in their picture.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty comical. But yeah, that's a
awesome.
good way to honor the Calipari era here at Memphis.
Seven minutes to go. His Razorbacks are on top by 13 points. Wagner, no. Ewan couldn't get it to go in the second try. Here comes McDaniel.
I just think the guards are trying to do too much off the bounce.
Givens misses on the three. There's a foul on the rebound. You heard Penny talk about it during our interview, Mark.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I think I've seen over the years with Memphis. If they do get down or they're trailing a little, I think all of a sudden the individual play starts to come out a little, like, I got to get us back in this game. It was team ball that had you that 15-point win.
Yeah, Penny calls it hero ball.
Right.
That's the phrase he used. It's all about shot selection. But when you have a bunch of different guys who were, you know, they're looking to improve their game, sometimes they lose sight of that shot selection. Well, that's where your coaches come in.
Right.
Allow yourself, if you're a player, allow yourself to be coached.
Blocked inside.
Yeah, Acuff is going to have to learn to take what the defense gives him. Take a little 10-foot leaner.
Davis for three. It's no good. Richmond's got Acuff.
Better decision by Acuff.
5 assists for him to lead the way tonight for them. Three ball. No. Foul on Thomas. McDaniel's going to go.
We need to review it.
Yeah.
He's watched too many NBA games.
They always do that.
Yeah, we don't have that in college.
Well, and what did you think about the new with the coach's challenge that you heard Terry talking to us about at halftime?
I think two things. One is I think coaches are going to save it to the very end of games. And two, I think it's going to change the way you maybe foul up three in a close late game.
Yeah. Wednesday, star-studded NBA doubleheader. You got Jaylen Brown and the Celtics hosting Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs. That's at 7. Then it's Lakers, Timberwolves at 9:30. It all begins with NBA tip-off at 6 with Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq. All coming your way on Wednesday night on ESPN.
Does Memphis have one last push in them?
Richards pass intercepted. We'll see. McDaniel on the run. Got it.
Turnover leads to a run out. That's what Cal talked to us about. You cannot do pick sixes. Crowd trying to get in it.
Brazil. Oh!
My goodness, did he get up?
Bedford underneath, tap the basket, and a foul on Pringle.
Nice
So
shot.
maybe gave up the emphatic 2, but they got a chance to get 3 on the other end for Memphis.
Underneath the basket, this is a nice job by Tedford. kind of gathered. He's actually almost Gretzky all the way under the rim, if you will, in the basket, and kind of forces that up.
How about the Brazil slam?
Look at how high this is. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Trevin Brazil, get on your trampoline.
My gosh. See how high the ball is? I'm looking like he was about to put up the 3, and then, oh, no.
I'd like to talk about how that feels, but
well, if we set up a couple of chairs and a trampoline or something for you, Mark, I know. I always wondered that. Like, man, that'd be really cool to be able to do that. Save from going out, but Ewan's got it here for Arkansas. It's a 10-point game. A lot of time left.
Little run and jump. Memphis tried to go back and make the game chaotic again defensively with a little run and jump.
Just got to watch now because every foul is 2 shots at the line. It's been that way for a while. Pringle fouled out, by the way. That's it for him tonight. Pringle had played 11 minutes, 5 points, 3 boards, and fouled out for Arkansas.
Arkansas trying to get that free throw percentage up a little bit. 69% here in the second half.
Almost 68 for the game. Acuff, 14 for him tonight. He's perfect at the line. 4 for 4. Coach Cal's returned here to Memphis, where he coached the Tigers from 2000 to 2009. They were trailing by 15. Now they're up by 12. Hardaway. No good on the 3. Acuff had Ewan there for a moment, but he takes it himself. Tried to dump it to Knox. Gibbons. They're going to call Ewan for the foul from behind. That's his 4th.
Acuff and Knox did not create any space in transition. And that's what led to the turnover.
How about in games like this, Mark, that you might allow something to continue or take place that you wouldn't in the regular season? Like, I'll look at Ewan right now. He's got 4 personal fouls.
Yeah.
Pringle just fouled out. I mean, I get it. You're up 12. You know, would you? Now he is going to take it out. So, okay, there you go. I was like, I wonder if he would stay in and say, hey, let's see how he plays with 4 fouls.
He might if Pringle hadn't fouled out.
Okay.
Because they're a man down now. So you need to save Ewing with his 4 fouls. I do think this. I think both of these coaches will love and cannot wait to get in the video room. There's going to be a lot of good, teachable video from this game.
Foul here. Thetford, he is fouled out. So he's done for the night for Memphis. 4 points, couple rebounds, and his night is done for number 15. One thing I'm going to say, though, about Arkansas is when you're watching this team right now, we felt it. Coach said it himself. Guys, everybody's contributing.
Well, I think the lesson to be learned here tonight for Arkansas is you cannot start this way on the road. You cannot be out-physicaled, out-quicked when you go on the road.
Yeah, that's going to be the teaching point that I think Coach Cal will have, right, with the group to watch that tape back from early on, because they got beaten up early on. But to be able to stick with it and to come back and take a double-digit lead yourself, right, that shows what this team's all about. Three ball, McDaniel, blocked.
whether you're talking about A.J. Debanza or Darren Peterson at Kansas or Cam Boozer. How about Cam Boozer went for 24 and 23 last night against Tennessee. Man at Tennessee, Mikael Brown at Loyola, Darius Acuff here, Caleb Wilson at North Carolina. Is this going to be the year of the freshmen in college basketball?
Yeah, that's a great list you have right there. And I looked on the right as Brazil does another throwdown dunk. And did we get an unsportsmanlike at the end of that? Something was said. Yep.
He was coming back down the floor. I think it's on Knox.
Yeah. Mouthing off.
Keep your eye on 11 red. Well, if he gets teed up, he did something he shouldn't have. Period.
Tucked the ball in Carter Knox. Gibbons missed the first. Got 1 of 2.
Going back down the floor.
Yeah,
8 points. He's demonstrative.
Yep.
Unsportsmanlike.
Yep, Terry Oglesby, he saw it. It's a good call. Foul.
Yeah, the officials, these guys are too seasoned. They're not going to let this get out of hand.
Brazil with his 4th. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, things have gotten a little chippy.
Courtney Green, Joe Lindsay, and Terry Oglesby tonight. Fantastic job. And that's when you work together, right?
Right.
And you know the game, you know the rules, you know how to calm guys down. Like you just saw Terry right there talking to them. Hey, that's enough, you know. Just good officiating by all these guys.
Even though Arkansas has shot 52% for the game, Memphis only 35%. You know when officiating is at its best, in my opinion, is when the ball goes in the hole. Yeah. Because the more misses you have, the more rebounds you have, the more bodies you have banging, it's really hard to officiate.
There's another foul here, and you know they're warranted. Really, I think it's early on when you talked about like the practice fouls, and I mean because that's our 54th foul of this game, and normally you'd be a little like 57, but you know what? The game has flowed. There's a lot of scoring, like you said. It hasn't been any of that. It's just been there's a lot of fouls. This Arkansas team, though, we talked about it for a moment during the break. 8 guys that we saw tonight. 4 of them are returners.
Yes.
4 of them are new. Granted, 2 of them are McDonald's All-American freshmen, you know, but they have a little bit of everything that they need right now, and we haven't even started the season yet, officially.
Yeah, and I would caution, that's a missed dunk there. I would caution Arkansas fans, like, don't have just because mentality.
Right.
Just because you beat Cincinnati handily, just because you came on the road here and it looks like you're going to get a road win, an exhibition game. Every game has a life of its own. And our season, I'm going to say this again, our season is not a destination. You don't start in the Sweet 16. I got news for you. Arkansas fans, Kentucky fans, you may have a better team and a better season this year, and you may not go as far in the NCAA tournament. That's how hard that tournament is.
You've seen it, you know it, yep. Agreed.
I got asked a lot this summer, was I surprised when Florida won it all? My answer is, I'm surprised anybody wins it.
Right.
That's how difficult it is.
I know.
And that's a travel.
Thomas. Wow, the bench loves it. They know what they've got there in that guy. Malik Thomas, freshman out of Pittsburgh.
51 bench points for Arkansas.
And they count the basket with Knox, and that's what Terry was talking to us about earlier, the continuous motion, and you got an example of it right there.
Contact has to come after the dribble. He gets one extra step. All of that was on display. Take another look. There's the dribble, there's the contact.
Yep.
And
Great
the
call.
extra step, that is a Wikipedia page for continuous motion.
Parker has fouled out for Memphis. That's 3 players now to foul out for them. Kind of what you expected potentially here tonight. At least I thought people thought coming in. Right?
I just think Memphis has too many new faces, and they're blending, they're learning how to play together. Arkansas is a little further down the what I would call the preseason path, if you will. But man, did I like the way Memphis came out and started this game.
They did. They've got talent.
This place was
full court
jumping.
press. Yeah. They were up by 15 points early. It was 29-14.
Much better job.
Acuff to Knox.
But that time Acuff did not go too far off the bounce.
Gibbons misses on the 3.
Take another look. Acuff pulls up this time instead of over dribbling. That's an easy find on the Kansas cut by Knox.
40 seconds to go in this one here tonight.
Mike, what did Cal tell us? He wanted his team to kind of get punched in the mouth.
They did.
I think they did, and they passed that test.
They did. They responded as Wagner hits a 3, and it's 99-75 here. I thank our statistician tonight, Lamar Chance, did a great job as always back here in Memphis. Thank you. Good to see you. Coach Cal, Coach Hardaway for joining us while the game was going on tonight. Thanks to Terry Oglesby, our official, who spoke with us as well. Coach Cal Perry's return to Memphis. A 99-75 win over the Tigers on this Monday night, a week before the season begins. And the Razorbacks look pretty good.
The story for me, Mike, in this game is Arkansas's bench. They end the night with 51 points.
Their 2 freshmen